Hello YouTubers, Manny here from Manny's How To Workshop, and today I'm coming to you with the video on how I'm going to be repurposing this motorized, wheelchair, scooter lift for your vehicle. Okay, so I got this here from ex-neighbor of mine that used to live right next to me, who is a double amputee, and he ended up getting a whole new lift system for his van. And this was, I think this one right here was his original one. And he asked me, if I wanted it, and I said sure, because I think I can make a project out of it sometime in the future. Well, this has been about a year and a half now, and I had it stored in my backyard for a little while, and finally we got this double whammy hurricane season that came, and I had to go to the store to pick up a generator because my other one died on me. And freaking mosquitoes are here killing it. So anyway, so I had to go to the store to pick up a generator, and I do have the car dolly that goes on the hitch, the 2-inch hitch, but it sits about sits about like this high off the ground, which is about 2 feet, just about 2 feet. And that generator was heavy, and if it wasn't for the guy at the store to help me load it on there, it would have been a bear. But it was a bear when I got home, because I had to find somebody else to help me take it off of it. So this is where this idea came from, because these lifts here, there are some that are rated all the way up to 500 pounds. Okay, this one here just happens to be rated at 300 pounds, and this is what is it? I saw the name of it before. Let's see if it's on the other side. Damn. So I think it's called a Hammer or Hamar or something like that. It's actually, the name's right there, but right now the lift is covering it. But or Hanksome, something like that. Anyway. But anyway, so they rated like at 300 to 400, 500 pounds. And I said, you know what? This has got a nice little loading ramp right there from either side. And how easy would that be, for transporting a generator, one of those wheelchairs, or even like if you had like a 55-gallon drum with some compost in it, or some sand, gravel, water, you can just load it up on here and strap it all down, because this here has 4 points for strapping. There's one here, and there's one there, and then there's one there, and then there's one there. Okay, so originally they came with the straps, and this was also a part of that swing away kind of lift, where it allows you to swing this away so that you can open your hatch. Okay, which most trucks and SUVs and minivans have. So that was the feature. But for me, that wasn't such a big deal, because I knew that once I hooked this up to the truck, the latch is going to be down anyway, and I'm not going to worry about it. And it's not that bad to take off the hitch. Okay, one person can do it. You just got to operate it to the point where it's just barely off the ground, and then you can just slide it off of there easy. Okay, so this is going to be part one of this video, and I'm going to show you how I'm prepping this with the features that it came with. For example, the cable. Okay, so this cable here, originally they had it Mickey Mouse or Jimmy rigged, jerry rigged, okay, to where this brown wire right there carries power when you have the lights on. And what it's supposed to do, it's supposed to power this little light here, which is upside down, because your license plate is supposed to go here. Okay, because when you have something on here, obviously they can't see your license plate. So you can always, if you're going to go on a long trip, you may want to switch the plate from where it's at to here. But if it's just local driving, then you don't have to worry about it. Cops usually don't give you too much crap about that. But anyway, so like I said, it has the regular trailer wire connector, which is the male. So for right now, I'm only going to use the brown to put the light on there. So for nighttime traveling, and eventually what I'm going to do, I'm going to add the left and turn signal. So I'm going to put it probably right here, one here and one on the other side over there. Some small lights, just so that when you're riding at nighttime, some jackasses or idiots, you know, who aren't paying attention can actually see. And I'll probably end up putting some more lights up here, like one on this corner, one on that corner. They have those tiny little marker lights you can buy at the store, you know, either red or amber color. So just so as an added feature for lights for people who won't pay attention. Now, one thing I did have to do, because the actual hitch that went with this, he didn't give me. He kept that so he can use the other one. So I ended up making my own. Okay, and there we go. So I made this right here out of 2" by 2" square tube, 1/8 inch thick. Okay, I decided to make this piece right here 11 inches long. Okay, this one here, I believe, let me grab my tape measure real quick, and you see this one here is 7 inches high, and that's because of this here. I wanted to make sure that it rested on there, and then also on the bottom right there. I wanted to make sure that it rested right on there. And then, you know, I brought it up to the truck, put this here in place, and then brought the lift over to it to get my dimensions, to know exactly where to weld the two pieces together. As you can see, I also put a little 45 angle brace on here. This happens to be 1/4 inch thick, and everything is welded on all sides. So the square tube is welded on all 4 sides. This brace is welded on this side, up this side, down that side. Okay, and then of course drilled my holes to make sure I can bolt it down to attach it to the lift, with another little screw on this side, just as an added measure to secure it in place. And this is actually tapped and threaded onto the tube, but then with some, I added a long enough screw that it would go through the other side, and I put a nut on the other side as well. These holes here are you can get away with 5/8, but if your hitch pin is very snug, like this one, then you might want to go with 11/16. That extra 16th just makes it nice, so that, you know, it slides right in there, nice and easy. Okay, just like that. And I went with 3 holes just for the difference of length, meaning how far this will stick out. Okay, so of course the further in you go, the more sturdy it's going to be. But I've used it on this last hole right here, which this last hole ends up about it's about 2 to 3. It's about 3 inches from this edge to the hole. Okay, to that hole right there where the hitch pin goes in on the female part of the receiver. And this here is about 2 inches on here as well. From the edge to here is about 2 inches. Why? Because this edge will bottom out up against my spare tire when it goes all the way in on the female. Okay. So obviously for this type of upgrade, some of the tools you may need is a multimeter for testing your wire and harness, which I'm going to show you here in a second. Tape measure, of course, some electrical tools like wire strippers, wire cutters, some pliers, some electrical tape, some what do you call it? Oh, and then some zip ties. Hey, man. Yeah, so some zip ties. And then in part 2, I'm going to show you the upgrade I'm going to do to it, which is to hook up the wiring to some connectors that I bought from Amazon. And I'll put the links down on below. And this is the part number for these type of connectors right here. As you can see, they're rounded. Okay, there we go. They're rounded. And these two are meant to go together, male and female. And it just so happens that the wiring harness that I got for the lift from Amazon also, actually the one that's right there, I'm going to show you in a second here, also fits this male connector. Okay, so, and also for mine, because this is the old switch, this is the actual control switch, and this is a four position switch. It's got battery, accessory, ignition, and start. And start is this middle lug right here, if you needed one for that. So I ended up ordering a new switch for it with a key, because the key on this one is actually all jacked. And, well, actually there was no key. And I ended up using an old forklift ignition switch right here. And this key was actually in a mold of black. Okay, so you can see that's how they cut it that way, and they put it in a mold. And then, I mean, it works okay with this switch, and I can always use this switch for something else, obviously, but I wanted to get the exact replacement switch for this, so that everything, you know, is exactly like it's supposed to. So basically this is the main switch. You turn it on like this, and then this is your momentary switch. So up is to raise the platform, and down is to, you know, bring it down. And when you raise the platform on this, as most of you probably already know, when it comes all the way up, it actually folds. Like it comes all the way up like this, and it folds right up and down this way. Okay. But and I'll show you that in part 2. All right. So here's the part of the harness that I was telling you about right here. And this here comes all the way from the battery, and I'm going to show you the other end on that. And this end right here is female, and it's right now it has electrical tape, because as I was snaking it underneath the truck, I just wanted to make sure I didn't get any crap in the holes. And it's going to live right next to the regular trailer light right here. This is the female one, and these two will live like right here in this little gap right there. When the spare tire is up, they'll just tuck in there. So whenever I need to use this, the lift, I can just pull it out, plug it in, and ready to go. That means it'll have power 100% of the time. All right. So this is the other side of the harness. Okay, they give you a what do you call it? Inline fuse. Okay, and this happens to be a 25 amp car fuse that goes around this little holder. So obviously this will go to the positive side. I'm going to hook it up right there to that bolt, and my negative, which is right here, comes what do you call it? Connected to the eye loop or ring loop, and that's going to go to my negative right here. Okay, right on this bolt right there. So it's all going to come up from this side right here. It's going to go down underneath, and the negative will go this way, positive will go that way. All right, so the added fuse is good for protection, because if, you know, for some reason you had a higher load, it actually allows the motor to you know, continue to work, so it doesn't overheat. So what I did is I just snaked the wire or cable down this way, around, down in here, and it goes down by the frame rail. And I'm going to show you that real quick down here, how I did it. Of course, not whenever you're filming, that's when everybody wants to call. Hopefully it won't cut out on me. All right, let's see if you guys can see. Okay, so right there, this is the frame rail, and I'm running the cable that way. Okay, and right here there's some this is what do you call it, the like brake lines that's going on top of the frame rail. So I basically brought the cable up this way and down here, and I tucked it in back there, and it goes over all this framing, okay, and bracket, and then you can actually see it right there coming down right there. And I'm going to zip tie it to that piece right there that goes all the way across, and then when it goes up back there, it just goes up and over. All right, so that's basically what you got to make sure you do, is that when you're going to put it down underneath the truck, make sure it's up and above, away from the bottom of the truck. This way, you know, if you're going off road or anything, no branches or anything like that can get, the cable won't get hung up on anything like that. All right. But so, like I was saying, let me go ahead and put this over here. I'm gonna continue this tomorrow after work, and I'll show you guys how I went ahead and hooked up everything, and I'll show it to you working. All right, guys, as always, thanks for watching. Please rate, comment, subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so, and don't forget to hit the bell notification so that you guys stay updated and notified when I upload new videos. Oh, before I forget, I'm also gonna clean this up, and then I'm gonna prime it and then paint it black to match, and then get two what do you call, square plastic caps to go, one on the top and one on the bottom. Keep anything, well, rain mostly from going in there, rusting out the bolt, and then anything from crawling up there like wasps, hornets, all that nonsense. All right guys, I'll catch you on the next one. See you tomorrow.